It is another exciting Wednesday right here on the Kristocentric station, and you are welcome to the Kristocentric agenda. And this week, I have with me in the studio Mr. THEOPHILUS BOTCHWAY. He's the principal manager of the Law Enforcement Liaison Unit of the Cybersecurity Authority. And today, we're going to be talking about how to protect yourself and your money from cyber attacks. Good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're good, sir.
I'm very fine. I hope you're also fine.
Oh, I'm amazing. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join me right here on the Kristocentric agenda.
Thank you.
So for those that don't know what the Cybersecurity Authority is, in layman's terms, what is your mandate?
Thank you. Well, the mandate of the Cybersecurity Authority is to regulate, promote, and develop cybersecurity in Ghana while preventing, managing, and responding to cyber threats. You can call it the agency that is responsible for making the digital space safer for everyone. Okay, you can think of us as the country's cybersecurity coordinator, so to say, and then we help protect citizens, businesses, government institutions, and critical services from cyber threats such as online fraud, the hackings, and what have you, and then data breaches. Our mandate includes regulating cybersecurity service providers, the professionals, critical information infrastructure, and then ensuring that Ghana's cyberspace remains safe and secure and then resilient.
So it's not any small job.
Not at all.
Looking after every single Ghanaian and the whole nation.
That's right.
Wow. So with your experience, being the principal manager, basically, what are some of the biggest cybersecurity threats facing Ghanaians right now?
That's right. Thank you for your question. The biggest threats currently include the famous mobile money fraud, Momo fraud, phishing scams, account takeover, online shopping scams, identity theft, investment fraud, impersonation, brand impersonation, and then maybe fake job offers as well, recruitment scams. There are quite a number of them, but these are just a few to mention. And the good news too is that many of these which attack human trust, rather than technology, can be dealt with easily anyway by doing
easily
a few
by
things. People should never share passwords. Okay.
So wait, that's how you deal with these things?
Yes, that's why I said easily. So I'm kind of explaining them. Your password is like your key online. To any online account, your password is the key. Why would you share it and hope that nobody will use it to come into your space? So you don't share it. Number two, you create a strong password, a mixture of words and numerals and stuff like that with special characters. And in fact, some people even create all these interesting and strong passwords, yet they write it in open space
for somebody to see.
Yes, for somebody to see. So these are kind of easy things you can do to protect yourself online. The PIN, something like your Momo PIN and what have you, when it is given to you, you are also told that this is for you and you only.
Alone.
But then the bad person will call you and trick you and take it from you. We have a term for that. That is social engineering. Or else I mentioned phishing also earlier on, where maybe you are sent a link in either an email or a WhatsApp message or something like that. All these things are used to trick you, to take it from you. to prevent these things, we normally say that stop, pause, think before you act. But then they normally put some small pressure on you, so they get you to divulge these things. The PIN is, as I mentioned about the PIN, then OTP, one-time passwords.
Yeah.
These are some of these verification codes that you get on your phone, to when you are subscribing to something.
Yeah.
All these OTPs are also specifically for you and you only. They even tell you in the message that even their own employees, whichever organization, will not call you for it. So managing these things well will secure us. Then also we should ensure that we enable two-factor, multi-factor authentication. The news is everywhere now that even on your WhatsApp account, enable two-factor authentication. And then I think there are several text messages around showing how even to enable it. But you find a number of people still not doing it. The bad thing is when the threat actors get hold of your account, they will now enable two-factor authentication on your account, and it will be very difficult for you to regain it. Then we should verify messages before responding. I think I said something like that earlier. You must stop, think before you act. And then also some of these suspicious links. I don't know how, but it looks like some of us are a little bit playful because some of these messages sound like fun. I don't know whether you have seen a message like Shell is having 80-year anniversary.
Yeah,
click
those
here
promotions,
to get
yes.
free 100 gallons.
Yeah.
Are you sure when you click on a link, you get 100 gallons of fuel? Microsoft is 90 years old. Click here and get a free laptop. I mean, some of these things, I think as we grow up, we should know that they don't lead us anywhere. Once you click on these things, many other things will be running on your system. Some are stealing your password, some are stealing information from your gadgets.
So we immediately click on them, they start stealing your information.
Yes, there are codes behind some of these things. They work in stealth mode, silently. You wouldn't see anything really happening to your device, but something is actually happening. Okay, so these are, I have mentioned to you some of these.
So with regards to the phishing links, there's this growing trend where someone receives a link that they've received a parcel from Ghana Post. They actually click on it, and it takes them to a counterfeit Ghana Post website. So you go there and you actually think it's actually Ghana Post. So when you see things like this, what are some of the signs? Now, it's not like, oh, maybe Ghana Post is celebrating this anniversary, have a free package. Like, it looks real. How do you really tell if it's true or not?
That is a very good question. Thank you. So what we normally say is when you receive such either an email or a web address or whatever, when you hover over it, you will see what is actually behind it. So they can easily tell you maybe bank of ABC is writing to you, but when you hover over it, you see maybe info at XYZKLMN. You were expecting info at abc.com or abcbank.com, something like that. If it is not so, you ignore it, delete it, and go your way. But in fact, the reason why I'm smiling is that sometimes they beautifully craft it. So it's like we must have a little bit of knowledge on these things, because let's say it's ABC Bank that is writing to you. It's not them anyway. It's a bad person. He can easily write something like something / ABC Bank. That something is still XYZKLMN / abcbank.com.
Yeah.
So it makes you think, oh yeah, it could be. So we must actually verify some of these things. If you don't, honestly, you will easily be taken, by surprise. And today we are even saying that these phishing scams are becoming sophisticated because of AI. They are now using AI to do it very well, such that it now even becomes more difficult for you to be able to realize that this is fake or
Yeah.
something. So it calls for us to be more diligent, to be able to verify things before we click on stuff, before we act on things that you receive.
Wow. So earlier you mentioned mobile money
That's
frauds. How do these fraudsters go about it? And how can we properly protect ourselves? Because there's an instance where a Ghanaian lost 10,000 Ghana cedis without authorizing, any kind of payments, but before he realized he's lost that amount of money. How are these mobile money fraudsters going about it, and how can we better protect ourselves?
I think it's the same answer I'll give you. We need to be very careful, very cautious in transactions. Are you aware that there are a number of people, if you have your own phone, check the number of people who send you money. In the narration, they write their PIN. So they will later say, I didn't verify any, but you have provided your number, you have provided your PIN to that other person. If that person is very knowledgeable in how to, fake some of these transactions, he will be able to take over your account and use it to do transactions. Okay. Then there are a lot of forms, online forms, being generated by various people. And in one way or the other, people are filling these forms. Sometimes you are buying, they will advertise cheap data packages, like 10 gig, 20, 100 gig of data, 10 CDs. Have you seen some before? And then they will ask you to fill this form, your phone number, your Momo PIN. And once you fill this form, they are not likely to strike at you today. They will start work in a month or two. At that time, when you are complaining, you say, I didn't authorize anything. I have never shared my PIN, but you have shared your PIN. So in one way or the other, most people are sharing their PINs without actively knowing that they have shared their PIN. And then the burden goes to rest on the telecom service provider. So in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that these scammers are using advanced tricks on customers. And in fact, most of these amounts of money, once it reaches them, it doesn't stay in their account for 1 minute. The very second it's gone. So you realize also that when you report to the telco, you are likely to be told that there's no money in the account, it's gone. There's not much they can do because they are not able to enter into various other accounts to check. So that's about it. We need to be very cautious in how we do these online transactions, and then we should still not be sharing our PINs, whether actively or inactively, because like I've just shown you 2 ways, and there are many other ways by which people share their PINs. Later on, they will tell you they have never shared it.
Wow. There was this case where what I'm being told is that sometimes the scammers connive with the mobile money agents themselves, where if someone is trying to withdraw money, they ask the person to, shout out their number or, make it louder. Then someone else is behind also keying in the number. So before you realize, the time you're expecting an authorization from this vendor, but you're rather receiving it from somebody else, and you think it's from the vendor and you authorize.
Good question. Or good input. So we would, in our world, we would normally call that also something like shoulder surfing. You are going to do such a private transaction. Apart from you and the vendor, there are other people. What are they doing there? If it is possible, let them excuse you. It's not too good to allow such other third parties to be sitting there with you and the vendor whilst you are doing your turn. Like you are saying, they can hear you. Okay, so well, if it is me myself, once I enter your shop and there's other people, I will either not transact there, or I will let them excuse me, and then I'll go on with the transaction. So yes, people do that. Even I've heard of stories where the agent themselves, the one you have visited, could connive with somebody else. And those are speculations. It's not confirmed, but
Confirmed,
they
yeah.
all happen. Such that we have to, the onus is on us to protect our transaction. So if you are not comfortable, don't transact at that place. That's all.
Earlier, you mentioned AI making it more difficult to identify, these
The
scams,
tricks.
these tricks. In this particular age where now AI is creating deep fakes, in other words, celebrities have come out to say this video that you are seeing is actually not me, it's created by AI. The person creating these videos, is it illegal to make a video of that sort? And if it is, what are the consequences?
Come again with the question.
Okay. AI is now developing videos where you can take somebody's face, put in an AI platform, and it makes the person either say something or do something. In this particular age, anyone that does a video like this, from your perspective, is it illegal or is it fine in your rules? If it's fine, it's okay. If not, what are the consequences?
It's not fine at all, in the sense that it depends on what the mindset of the person is while he's creating that video. If you are creating it for yourself, that is fine. You will be watching your own stuff on your stuff. But if you are going to be sending it to other people, you are probably misinforming people. Have you heard about misinformation, disinformation? So misinformation is where maybe you got some information, you did not check the source of the information, and then you propagate it. It's against the law. Disinformation is where you create a false information, you know it is false, and you propagate it. It's also against the law. So I'm sure that is the category in which such a video will fall.
So how can a regular Ghanaian, or let's say a mother, not too savvy in AI, tell if this particular video I'm watching is real or AI generated?
It is very difficult. So today, when you are watching videos and stuff on TikTok and what have you, most of the systems are able to write at the footer that this is AI generated.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you will need some level of expertise to be able to know that this is AI generated. And then at least if you rise a little bit above the ordinary level, sometimes you will see visual signs in the video which may suggest to you that it is AI generated. Maybe the lip will not be syncing, maybe the eye will be twitching, or maybe the hand. So there are some small features that may not be looking okay, but how many people pay attention to all these? If you do that, you may be able to say that this is AI generated. Thank you.
Now, coming to social media, there have been reports of brands being impersonated by people on social media, creating double accounts. So people now are placing orders thinking it's from this brand, rather it's not, and taking money from them. How widespread is this problem?
Very, very widespread. I was once watching a video in which they were saying, if you want to learn something, Google it. You want to find something, for yourself, Google it. But if you need a service, you want to order some fried rice, you want to order this and that, don't Google it. It's not only in Ghana, in fact, worldwide. These bad actors are creating fake presence of known brands. In fact, sometimes when you interact with them, they will even answer your call nicely. They are likely to present you with an invoice and what have you. For me, my basic advice to everyone on these is the shop that you want to buy online from, at least you should have visited them physically. And if they do any online service, it's likely they may have a flyer. Then you pick their phone number from there. However, you can also visit the website of that particular shop if they have a genuine website and pick their number from there. But don't just Google the telephone number, like you want to do it quick. Most of the numbers that come up are fake, and it's not. I'm stressing that it's not just in Ghana; it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So it's up to us to be diligent, to check, verify before we make these online purchases. Thank you.
Earlier in your submission, you mentioned romance scams. How are Ghanaians to protect themselves? What are some of the red flags that Ghanaians should look out for so as not to, fall victim to romance scams? Thinking you found the love of your life, maybe she's from USA and she needs 10,000 Ghana cedis to come to Ghana, and you want to, marry her and everything. What are some of the, red flags to look out for? So you may think you're chatting a woman, but you're chatting a 50-year-old man. What are some of the red flags to look out for?
All right. So these romance scams, they are typically where scammers build emotional relationship quickly. So you can underline the word quickly. You realize that such relationships move very fast. In fact, in most of the ones I've seen, either the person is a military person outside the country, is working at an oil rig somewhere. They make sure that they are telling you that they are very far. In fact, sometimes they advance to the level where they tell you they are even in the country. And you know how the story goes.
How does it go?
When they tell you they are in the country, they will tell you, "Oh, I'm now in Ghana. I came with a Apple laptop for you, iPhone 17 or whatever," and they make you think there's a lot of stuff they have brought for you, so you are waiting for some big stuff. Then, because he's from far away or she's from far away and has come to Ghana, he's visiting Cape Coast before seeing you. On that trip to Cape Coast, you are likely to get a call that police has arrested them, and he's with some people, and now they will start taking money from you. He needs about 5,000 cedis to settle some things, and when he comes, you have already been told that you are expecting something.
Yeah.
After that, they will have either an accident or a puncture somewhere, and still another, amount of money taken from you. They will milk you, in fact, to a high degree before you may come to your senses that you are being milked in that way. So, in fact, what I think is you need to proceed with relationships slowly. In that pace, you are able to verify. They avoid video calls. I don't know if you know, but most of these people, when you ask for a video call, you are not likely to get it. You get an excuse. All these are red flags, which, you can be noting down until such a time that you are convinced. But most people are, even though they said they have met a lover, most of the time it's not a relationship that even you yourself are looking for, because you'll be looking at some goodies. That is where they get you to defraud you.
Wow. Now, moving on to a subject that has received some form of mixed reactions, the NITA bill. So, about a month ago, the NITA bill was passed, and professionals, IT professionals, some are embracing it, some, are receiving this kind of backlash, are pushing back at it. Clarify to us, in layman's terms, what the NITA bill is and why should it be embraced?
All right, thank you. NITA, National Information Technology Agency, right? So the bill seeks to strengthen Ghana's digital governance framework, okay, by providing a clear legal basis for the operations of the National Information Technology Agency and the management of maybe government digital infrastructure, so to speak. And like many technology-related laws, there are differing views about implementation, scope, and then regulatory implications. However, the overall objective is to improve coordination, okay, standardization, and the security of government digital systems. As with any legislation, constructive engagement by industry professionals is important to ensure that implementation achieves national security and digital transformation goals while addressing legitimate concerns raised by stakeholders. Okay, if these things come up, it is for professionals to make inputs, normally not to see it, even if you see it as a bad thing. When it comes up like that, there's an opening for you, whether you are a professional or not, to make an input. It is constructive inputs that will maybe either refine or redevelop it. I think that's about it. So it has a it was it came up for a particular good, right? So if you're a professional, maybe you don't side with any part of it. It's up to you to communicate to the respective agency that has come up with it. Thank you.
So some professionals are saying that within the bill, you are required to, register, have an ID, and pay, annual registration fees. How true is this? Are they supposed to do this?
It's not something that I work on or I work with. It's not directly connected to cybersecurity per se, NITA.
Yes.
So I don't have too much information to grant on that.
That's fine.
Unfortunately.
That's fine. But a week, I think a day or two, a couple of days after the NITA bill was passed, allegedly there were attacks on government websites. First of all, how true is this? Were government websites attacked?
I think I heard about something like that.
Were they? Can you categorically say were they or were they not?
It was in the news. It was in some parts of the news. So yes, I think I heard about that.
Okay. But in the instance of attacks, aside being government, there are institutions. Even here at the station, you can have an instance whereby our websites will be attacked. How do organizations better protect their platforms, their websites from cyber attacks?
How do they better protect themselves? It's by having professionals to manage these online platforms. If you have a platform online, you need to have somebody in charge of we call something vulnerability tests. Something that is secured today may not be secured tomorrow. Okay, so then it's an ongoing process where an expert or a professional checks your own. In fact, let's take your online service for an example. So you keep checking it every day, or you might have a schedule every week or every month, just to be sure. So there are particular attacks. If you want to secure such a platform, there are some particular kind of checks that you need to do. And once you are doing them periodically, you get to know that maybe a particular plugin you are using may be out of date, maybe updated or something, so you have to update it. But if you don't do all these updates and stuff, you are likely to have these. But it's very speculative to say that because of that bill, some sites or government sites were attacked. Every attack comes at any time. Everyone is vulnerable at any point in time. So unless maybe an investigation is done and concluded in that way, it's speculation.
Speculation. Ghana is more of a hub, one of the biggest technological hubs on the continent. How ready is our infrastructure to handle potential large-scale cyber attacks?
I think it's very difficult to say you are there, but we are ready. Why am I saying we are ready? We have the legal instruments to work with. Okay. Then we have professionals in-house who are able to work on these things. We have up and doing law enforcement agencies. Only thing left is awareness. Fact that we the citizens need to be aware of some of these things and know how to deal with them. And then continuous awareness, capacity building, build your capacity to be able to know some of these things, to like I spoke about professionals being in a particular institution, managing their network, managing their online platforms and stuff like that. All these things need to be in place because online is a dangerous place.
Really?
Yes. It's not only the good that happens there, it's the good as well as the bad. So you need to ensure that you have the necessary professionals, necessary systems, necessary knowledge to manage these things. But when it comes to chasing, like dealing, investigating and all that, the law enforcement agencies, they have been trained in various ways. They have equipment, they have all that, and the law too is there. So I think we could be maybe 80%, 90% there.
Wow. So what will it take for Ghana to get to that 100% where you as a person, you can boldly say that Ghana is 100% ready to handle any cybersecurity attack from anywhere?
Well, we are talking about coordination. You can't tell me today that there's 100% coordination. If you are working on an attack or something, you need information from the service providers. You will need to get a court order. You will need to get several things done, and it may not be as smooth as you wish, because you may want some particular data today, but realistically you may get it in 5 days. Due to improvements in the system, a time will come when you get it in on the same day or the next day. That is when you may be able to say that we are there. But until all those are done, we are not there yet. But I can say to a large extent we are there. Let's say you have seized devices. You need to do forensics on these devices to be able to get evidence for court. It's not easy to come by these forensic tools. They are very expensive, and in no time your license is expired. So many organizations that are up and doing to get these information as in evidence for you before you check their license is expired, they are not able to get this for you. So all these things put together is what I'm trying to say, that then we are not there 100%. Thank you.
Earlier we spoke about romance scams. How safe is the online space for children?
For children, I will say it is as safe as it has to be. But with children online, there's a lot of responsibility on adults. Okay. If you want to say that the space is safe, then you as an adult must be responsible for a lot of things, because your child can visit some website that is not child friendly. It's up to you to, in the first place, the gadget. Are you aware that some parents just hand over a laptop or a tablet to a child with no child protection on it? There's child protection that you can easily implement even on a mobile phone. Okay, some of us don't do it at all. There are softwares that you can download, install on the device to monitor what the child is doing on the device, to monitor the child's screen time, and a whole lot. But we don't look at all that, and we hand these things over to the child. And these children today are exploring. When they see what they are not supposed to see, some of them have emotional stress. Some of them too will be triggered, and in fact, it's a whole new topic altogether. At the end of the day, you ask yourself, how safe is it for the child? The measure of that safety depends on who the child's guardian or parent is. I think to a large extent, that's how I'll answer it.
So, based on your experience, I have a feeling you've dealt with a couple of these issues before. What are some of the biggest threats online for children?
Well, some of the biggest threats for them are them meeting people that they think are also children like them. Okay, we call them predators. Some of them are going to groom them. It's a child. Maybe, you see, we are not talking about toddlers. Let's say a child below 18. Some of these people, the tablet he's holding, he needs data on it. The guy at the other side is giving him 10 gig of data. That is Christmas. The guy is sending him or her 100 CDs. To me and you, 100 CDs is nothing, but to a child, that's a lot of money. So we call it grooming. They will be using all this to get the mind of the child. The next time you see a person is either making the child do interesting things that they are not supposed to do. The interesting is comments. So some of the basic things we were taught in back in the days were don't entertain strangers. It still holds. That when you are online also, don't entertain strangers. So you realize that these are things that we as parents or guardians still have to instill in the child and ensure that they don't do that. Because like you said, most start with the grooming, it ends with something sexual, and then sometimes it goes into radicalization, making the child do some have been asked to kill, do something. Children today are energetic. Anything at all, they will do it, and it's sad.
Wow. Have you handled a case like that?
Not directly, but the ones I've seen where they are trading nude pictures with the other party at the other side, thinking, like, imagine a person is a girl, maybe 14. She thinks she has met a fellow lady friend online. The lady friend says, hey, this is how my body looks. Let me see yours too. All these are still morals that we should teach the children. We call it digital literacy. We will need to teach them how to use the internet for good things, to learn, not the other way. And in fact, like I said, the basic rule is don't entertain strangers, because you don't know that person at the other side. Because they want to use you to do something, they will let you think they are somebody else. But in many, many cases, they are not.
Wow. So, in your what would you recommend children be kept away totally from technology to a particular age, or is there any other? Would you just be okay with limiting the technology altogether?
In fact, some countries are coming up with similar things, like you are saying. Some countries are saying no social media for children below the age of, let's say, 16. and they have their reasons for that. But for me, what I think is, let the child use technology under supervision. And then also constant, we, even myself and yourself being adults, we are talking about capacity building, we are talking about awareness. The same thing goes to the child. You need to be taking them through the dangers, how to remain safe, what to do, what not to do, not to hand over these digital devices to them unsupervised, else there will be problems. But it's not a good thing to say they shouldn't use technology. We are living in the technology age, so supervision is key, and then constant training. That's also key. And then maybe some checks and balances, as in either child-friendly device or softwares to monitor what the child does, software to monitor their screen time and things. Some of the children can be very, very evasive, as in the time you think he's asleep, he's not asleep. But if you are using a software to manage the device, there's no sleep time for you. Whilst you are asleep, whatever rules you have created will be working. Yeah, thank you.
Now, in the case where a Ghanaian discovers that he or she has been hacked or has been invaded, what measures can the person take to salvage it?
It shouldn't happen.
It should.
But yes, if you are living a good digital life, it shouldn't happen. But it happens in one way or the other. If it does, there are several channels you would, first and foremost, because I am with the cybersecurity authority, I would say report it to us. The report line is 292. You call 292. In fact, even if it is something you are confronted with and you don't know what to do, whether to move left or right, should I click, should I not click, is this a genuine link, not genuine, you can still call the line 292, and it is 247. Experts will answer and then give you a direction. And when you have been compromised, call the same line. The same experts will take you through what to do, take your case. If you need to give some evidence of what has happened, they will give you a WhatsApp line. You send the screenshots of the evidence, then it will be taken further. If you want to report to the police too, the police has various channels for reports. It's also fine, because the police have a cyber crime unit to take through such a case. So I think it's about awareness, knowing what to do and at what time. If it is fraud, general fraud on your line too, the telcos have 419 that you have to send a text message to, narrating what has happened to your network. Just 419. It's not to say because it's 3 digits, it's a short code. No, it's you send a text message to them and they will respond to you.
So the 419 is for every single telco?
That's right.
Wow. And yours is 292?
That's right.
Yeah, that's accessible.
Exactly.
Wow. So is there anything that you want to touch on that we've not already handled that people should know about?
Yes, I would say that we need to be very careful online. What I've realized is that there's a lot of awareness ongoing. The telcos are doing a lot of awareness. They are sending text messages. Many people are not reading those text messages. I've sat next to someone who said, "Oh, another text message." Instantly he deleted it. But they may be telling you about a trend they have seen. They are protecting you. The banks are doing the same. They are rolling out campaigns and at least trying to let people know what is going on and then how to stay safe. And then Cybersecurity Authority too is sending out tips, if you call it advisories, every month there's an advisory, and it is based on trends that have been discovered in the previous month. All these are to make sure we are secured online. I think we are not looking at these things enough. Maybe the entertainment is covering a lot of, when we go online, we look too much at the entertainment factor. We should also look at the security factor and get abreast with time with what is going on. In fact, if you are aware of a scam, it is not likely to get you. You see, most of what is going on, even what people are calling hacking, it's mainly not hacking. It's tricks that people are, the bad people are doing on us. If you know about a particular trick, are you sure somebody can get you with the same trick? No. So we have to educate ourselves, and it should be continuous to be able to know what is going on. Cybersecurity Authority is on TikTok, it's on Facebook, it's on WhatsApp. There's a WhatsApp channel, and so many channels, and it's educating. Just that is security. But when you go online, you want entertainment. Let's choose a little bit of security in addition to the entertainment, to stay abreast with time. Thank you.
Wow. So before I bring the curtain down on this particular episode, what's your final advice for Ghanaians?
I would normally say, think before you click. Cybersecurity now is not just an IT issue. It's a people, and systems issue now. So we have to embrace cybersecurity and know that it's our security online. Yes. Once everything is going digital, you need to be secured. Else you fall prey to most of these things, and in fact it makes your life miserable. So let's stay secured online.
Wow. Let's stay secured online. Thank you so much for joining me in the studio today to address a lot of these questions. And for all those that are watching, all those that are listening, if you want to catch the full interview, just go straight to our YouTube channel. We'll be lying there, just key in Kristocentric Agenda. And you see today's episode where Mr. THEOPHILUS Bottchway, from the Cybersecurity Authority, think. Don't rush into anything. Slow down and think. And I trust you. Any single trick that they're trying to use to get to you will definitely not work on you. And if you want to reach out to the Cybersecurity Authority, he mentioned it earlier, just dial 292 and it's 24/7.
Exactly.
If you don't know whether to turn left, whether to click on this link, if you feel you're about to be scammed of your hard-earned money, or you're about to, be tricked, just call that number and they'll address you, help you with any single issue that you've had. Thank you guys so much for joining me on today's episode of the Kristocentric Agenda with me, your boy Edwin Techi. I love having you guys this and every single Wednesday, and you are right here on the Kristocentric station. Stay safe, God bless, and don't change your dial. You are right here on Kristocentric station.
Thank you.